الحمد لله وكفى وسلام على عباده الذين اصطفى أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم ولقد قال لهم هارون من قبل يا قوم إنما فتنتم به وإن ربكم الرحمن فاتبعوني وأطيعوا أمري قالوا لن نبرح عليه عاكفين حتى يرجع إلينا موسى قال يا هارون ما منعك إذ رأيتهم ضلوا ألا تتبعن أفعصيت أمري قال يا ابن أم لا تأخذ بلحيتي ولا برأسي إني خشيت أن تقول فرقت بين بني إسرائيل ولم ترقب قولي قال فما خطبك يا سامري قال بصرت بما لم يبصروا به فقبضت قبضة من أثر الرسول فنبذتها وكذلك سولت لي نفسي قال فاذهب فإن لك في الحياة أن تقول لا مساس وإن لك موعدا لن تخلفه وانظر إلى إلهك الذي ظلت عليه عاكفا لنحرقنه ثم لننسفنه في اليم نسفا صدق الله العظيم وبلغنا رسوله النبي الكريم ونحن على ذلك من الشاهدين والشاكرين والحمد لله رب العالمين. Surah Taha. Last time we had mentioned that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had called Musa to give him Torah on request of Bani Israel, and he had asked him to do i'tikaf or stay there in the worship of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala at Mount Tur for 30 nights, and then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala added 10 more. So behind him the Bani Israel, they were put into a test by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. One of the people who was actually, his name was Samiri, and he was a sorcerer. He put them into this challenge, and he out of his because of his sorcery, or there's different narrations to it, he brought forth a calf made of gold that made meaningless sounds, and he told people to start worshipping. This is the God Na'uzubillah, and this is the God this is the Rabb of Musa as well, and they started worshipping. So when he called those people, at that time Hazrat Musa's brother Hazrat Harun, he had told the people, because he had been appointed by Hazrat Musa as in charge in his place. From this we learned that whenever somebody who's a leader or who's guiding people, when they have to be away, it is best for them to appoint somebody to take care of the people when they are gone. And Hazrat Musa alayhi salam had done exactly so. And when he saw Hazrat Harun alayhi salam, his brother, he saw that people are going astray, he tried to bring them to the right path. This is what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is mentioning here. وَلَقَدْ قَالَ لَهُمْ هَارُونُ مِنْ قَبْلِ. Harun alayhi salam had already said to them, Ya qawmi, O my people, innama futintum bih. You have only been led astray with this calf. وَإِنَّ رَبَّكُمُ الرَّحْمَنُ فَاتَّبِعُونِي وَأَطِيعُوا أَمْرِي. Your Lord is Rahman, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. فَاتَّبِعُونِي, so follow me. وَأَطِيعُوا أَمْرِي, and listen to my command, which is to worship only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and do not consider this your God. قالوا, the Bani Israel said, لَن نَبْرَحَ عَلَيْهِ عَاكِفِينَ. We will never cease to stay with it in devotion. حَتَّى يَرْجِعَ إِلَيْنَا مُوسَى, until Musa returns to us. So the ulama Mufassirin have written that at that point there was 3 groups among Bani Israel. One was who had with all their heart dedicated their devotion to this calf and really thought that this is our God, and they had firmly believed that even when Hazrat Musa comes back, we will try to convince him to start worshipping this calf. If he does not listen, we will not listen to him either. That was one group. The second group was that they said we will worship this calf until Hazrat Musa comes back, and then whatever he says we'll do. And the third, very few people among those were who actually listened to Hazrat Harun in thousands. And we have already mentioned that there were 700,000 people, according to one narration, of Bani Israel who had crossed into safety from Firaun. So a few thousand people listened to Hazrat Harun and said that yes, Allah is not this. We will continue believing in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and waiting for Hazrat Musa. So this is mentioned in this ayah. Then Hazrat Musa alayhi salam, when he came back and he found, he became really disturbed with Hazrat Harun. And he said, Qala, Ya Harunu, O Harun, Ma mana'aka idh ra'aytahum dhallu. What prevented you from following me when you saw them going astray? Allah tattabi'an. So the tattabi'an means that he might mean it that you actually physically should have followed me. When especially you saw these people going astray, then you should have left them, and the followers that were listening to you, you should have made a physical distance between you and those people and come to me, because you knew where I was. Or the meaning is that what made you to not tell these people and protect them from going astray and listening to the direction that I had given. Afa asayta amri, he asked Harun that, did you then disobey my command? So he became really angry. Qala, Hazrat Harun said, Yabna umma, O son of my mother. So in that he understood that Hazrat Musa is in passion right now, and he called him very lovingly that we belong to the same mother. I am not your enemy. So the first thing that he mentioned to him is Yabna umma, we are the children of the same mother. I am on your side, not on their side. La ta'khudh bi lihyati wa la bi ra'si. Please do not hold me by my beard nor by my head. So do not punish me and do not hold me physically with your anger. Inni khashitu an taqula farraqta bayna bani Israel. My fear was that if I had done so, which is that extracted the people who are listening to me from the group and followed you, then you would have said, Farraqta bayna bani Israel. You created a rift between Bani Israel. Walam tarqub qawli, and did not observe my advice. And the advice that Hazrat Musa had given before he left was that rule them or take care of them and do aslih, which also means keep them together in good shape. So he said that I did not want to create a rift, and I did not want to make a division and further make that division. And the other thing that is mentioned is, according to the Mufassirin, is that had he left with the followers that were listening to him, then those people who were in the middle, they would have no place to go but to join the other group, and they would have also become through and through kuffar. So Harun alayhi salam, he did not leave that, and he explained that this is the reason that I did not follow you. Qala fama khatbuka ya Samiri. Then Hazrat Musa turned to Samiri and he said, what then is your case, O Samiri? Qala, Samiri said, Basurtu bima lam yabsuru bih. I perceived something that they did not perceive. فَقَبَضْتُ قَبْضَةً مِّنْ أَثَرِ الرَّسُولِ. So I picked up a handful from under the footstep of the messenger. And when messenger is a general term, anybody who is sent by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, an angel or a rasul or a human being, this term can be used for that. So he said that I saw Hazrat Jibreel. And the reason the ulama have written that why was he able to identify Jibreel when he came to, basically there's different narrations mentioned about this. One narration is that Hazrat Jibreel, when he had come with the command that Allah is calling Hazrat Musa towards Mount Tur, that's when he identified Hazrat Jibreel. Or another narration is that Hazrat Jibreel had come with the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to drown Fir'aun. And when they had come out safely, the Bani Israel and Musa and Harun, then he recognized that Hazrat Jibreel is the doing of Hazrat Jibreel, that he drowned everyone that was in our pursuit. Why did Samiri recognize Hazrat Jibreel and not anyone else? The reason the ulama and Mufassirin have written is that there is a very instructional background to this. Samiri was actually born in the same time as Hazrat Musa was born, and he faced the same challenges. He was also persecuted, and his mother, finding no reason, had left him in the jungle, that at least somehow my child would be saved. And some ulama have written that she had actually put him in a hollow trunk of the tree, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had intended to save Samiri. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had sent Jibreel alayhi salam every day, and he would feed Samiri. So Samiri knew Hazrat Jibreel alayhi salam, And that is the reason why he understood when he saw the Jibreel, he understood that this is Jibreel, this is the same person who used to come to me and feed me and take care of me. In fact, ulama have written that the real name of Samiri was also Musa. And they have, the Arab Shu'ara, they have extracted a lesson out of this, and they have said that look at the two Musas. One Musa was brought up by Fir'aun. The other Musa was brought up by Jibreel. And look at the fate of both of them. One listened to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and was the Nabi and led people towards goodness, and the other one was a hypocrite and he grew up to create rift among the people and lead them astray. So we should always ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that, Ya Allah, give us good fate, make good decisions for us. Keep on asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, keep on making dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Ya Allah, whatever our past may be, whatever we are, Ya Allah, we ask you for good decisions from your side. Anyway, so he said, Basurtu bima lam yabsuru bi, I recognized, I perceived what they did not perceive. فَقَبَلْتُ قَبْضَةً مِّنْ أَثَرِ الرَّسُولِ, I took a handful from the athar, or from under the footstep of that messenger. فَنَبَذْتُهَا وَكَذَلِكَ سَوَّلَتْ لِي نَفْسِي, and then I cast it, which we mentioned that when they were all putting the ornaments that they had gotten wrongly from the Qibti Fir'auni people, they were casting it into a pit. Samiri came with something in his hand. That was a handful that he had got from under the footstep of Hazrat Jibreel, and he had seen that this shows signs of life, so he put that, and that enchanted it somehow through sorcery. Or some ulama have written that he had asked Hazrat Harun to make dua that I am going to put it in the pit, whatever is in my handful, you make dua that whatever I wish, it happens. And Hazrat Harun, not knowing that he's a munafiq, he's a hypocrite, he made that dua, he said Ameen to his dua, and because of the dua of Hazrat Harun, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave life to this, whatever Samiri wanted to do. وَكَذَلِكَ سَوَّلَتْ لِي نَفْسِي, Samiri said that this is how my nafs, my inner self, tempted me. Inshallah, we'll continue reading this tomorrow. ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم وتب علينا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم اللهم اجعلنا من أهل القرآن الذين هم أهلك وخاصتك وصلى الله تعالى على خير خلق سيدنا مولانا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين آمين برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين.